much rather have the story, this is McCAIN campaign, would much rather have the story about phony and foolish diversions than about the future. This happens every election cycle. Every 4 years, this is what we do.
That was Barack Obama this morning reacting to the McCAIN campaign demands that he apologized for remarks yesterday about McCAIN continuing the policies of President Bush and saying you can put lipstick on a pig, but it's still a pig. Joining us from the McCAIN campaign is Senior Policy Advisor Nancy Pfotenhauer. Nancy, thanks for being with us. I know that you guys don't really believe Barack Obama was calling Sarah Palin a pig, so why not just acknowledge that this is a wise or shrewd political strategy to knock Obama off his game and put him on a territory where he's uncomfortable?
David, you have so been drinking the Kool-Aid here. I mean, that comment was a clear revocation of Governor Palin, and that's why the American people will judge it themselves. I mean, if you think about it, her speech was the most watched speech of any vice presidential nominee in our history. The clip that ran over and over and over again was the one about the pit bull and the lipstick. This is Obama's campaign is one of the most scripted we've ever witnessed. That's why he who claims to want to talk about issues wouldn't do town halls with John McCain.
Well, Nancy, I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid. I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid. I'm just watching Mike Huckabee last night. Mike Huckabee said that Obama's comments were innocent, and here's what Meghan McCain, the senator's daughter, said this morning. Watch. Here's Meghan McCain from this morning. Right, here's Meghan McCain. Watch.
I mean, I've heard my dad say that, the term lipstick on a pig. I mean, I don't like anyone being referred to as a pig in any context. I mean, I think there's a lot more educated conversations we could have about the ticket than just saying these remarks like that.
So there you have Meghan McCain refusing to say that Obama was guilty of anything, and she said there's a lot more educated conversations we could have than this. Is Meghan McCain wrong?
No, exactly. That's why I don't understand why Senator Obama would have said it. There was nothing that required him to say that. It was a gratuitous.
Maybe he said it because it's part of the vernacular, because Senator McCain says it, because Mike Huckabee says it, because we all.
You know what, David, if you invite me on the show, please give me a chance to answer the question. It was a gratuitous, snide remark, and it was designed to evoke the response that he got from his crowd. His own supporters knew exactly to what he was referring, and that's why they responded that way. And and he made the shot, and he didn't get the reaction he wanted from some of the people in America, and that's why he is now blaming somebody else, which is what he does whenever he makes a mistake. It's whether he's changing his position on the surge, or he won't admit that the surge has been a success, or he's come out with his third edition of his tax policy and gotten called on it. It's always somebody else's fault.
But Nancy, you just said a minute ago that it's a very well-run campaign, that they're very careful in what they say. If Barack Obama really intended to call Sarah Palin a pig, that would be insanity. That would be insanity. So why can't you just chalk this up as, look, it's vernacular that John McCain uses. It's vernacular that's very common. We've heard John McCain use it a couple of times. We've heard Mike Huckabee use it. Do you really think that he was deliberately intending?
It was carefully scripted in. There was a reference, and it was designed
Nancy, I know you better than that. Nancy, you're very good, but I know you better than that.
David, it was drafted into his remarks as a jab at Sarah Palin because they're scared to death of her. They're scared to death of her. Look at the McCain-Palin ticket owns the reformer image now, because they have the record of reform to back it up. They deserve the change mantle. They're not all rhetoric and flimsy resume like Barack Obama. Now, he talks a good game, and I'm even willing to believe his motives are good. It's just he has no record of reform, and the American people, what they are learning about him is that when he acts like a politician. He has earmarks that have requested earmarks of almost $1 billion in 3 years. That's impressively bad, even for this town.
Well, but that's nothing compared to the earmarks that went back to Alaska over the last couple of years. But here's the question. Let's talk about Sarah Palin just for a second before we have to let you go. Sarah Palin's heading back to Alaska. Before she left, she again repeated her line about telling Congress, thanks, but no thanks for the bridge to nowhere. Now, every news organization has found that she supported the bridge while running for governor and opposed it only after Congress killed the project. So how can you say thanks, but no thanks to something that's already been killed?
David, she supported it when she was running for governor, and then when she got in, did an audit of the program, found out how wasteful it was, and changed her position, which is something
that was
that
after Congress had killed it.
Which is something she killed. David, you got to admit she actually killed it. She got a lot
No,
of
she didn't kill it.
blowback in the
Congress
state
killed it,
court.
and she agreed. Congress killed it, and she agreed. Well, in any case, look.
She put the nail in the coffin and was willing to take on families with the last name of Young and Murkowski and Stevens in the state of Alaska. And you don't do that if you don't have a very strong spine. And it's the same resolve that carried her through the massive media mudslinging that ensued immediately after she was named to the ticket, which was a rush to the basement, if you will. It defined a new low where people were blogging and then mainstream media was reporting.
Sarah Palin has been mudslinging at Sarah Palin, but there's been absolutely no mudslinging at Barack Obama because of what he said yesterday, and everybody knows it's language in the vernacular. Okay, Nancy, look, you're great. We love having you on. You're very good at what you do. I think if you and I had a beer, a conversation, you would acknowledge you guys are winning this simply because of the politics. You're controlling the agenda, and that was the point, not the point that Barack Obama is a sexist. In any case, Nancy, thanks for coming on. We appreciate it.